Hello. So I wanted to do a video today on cinnamon. A lot of people are suffering with the flu right now and different type of respiratory illnesses. And so last night I got a call from my daughter, and my grandson is also sick. Most of my grandkids are sick actually. And so he was having a really bad cough. He's two. So I told her quickly, make a cinnamon tea and just put a little pinch of it on his tongue, and that would knock the cough out. And of course it did. So then I was like, oh, I just share this. So let me just do a quick video on cinnamon. So what I told her was about cinnamon tea, but in this video, I also want to focus a lot on cinnamon oil, because the cinnamon essential oil is really powerful oil. So it deserves a little bit of our attention today as well. But as far as the cinnamon tea goes, we want to make sure that we're using cinnamon bark. That has the most cinnamaldehyde, because that's the photochemical that we want to get out that's really good for your respiratory system. Cinnamaldehyde is antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal, it's anti-proliferative, it's you name it, it does a lot for your body. And then also it's high in eugenol, but not as high in eugenol as the leaf. So the leaf is more beneficial for pain, right? And the bark is more beneficial for respiratory issues and viruses and stuff like that. So we're focusing on the essential oil cinnamon bark, not the leaf. And we also want to make sure that we select the proper cinnamon, because there's more than one type of cinnamon. So we're not talking about cassia, which is typically the one that you're going to find like in your kitchen, not that one. We want zelenica, or it could be called verum. That's the botanical name that we're looking for. That is what we consider true cinnamon. And that's the one that has the highest concentration of cinnamaldehyde, which is what we're trying to get. So you can get some cinnamaldehyde in your teacup. So like I said, you could use cinnamon bark, steep it, and then till the water turns brown, and then just drink it. That'll help you with your respiratory system. Or you can go and reach for the essential oil, which is the bark of Zelenica. That's the one we want. And so that one, it has a higher concentration of the cinnamaldehyde. So what it essentially does is gonna help open your lungs because of its anti-inflammatory properties. So typically when you have inflammation, you have more inflammatory cells being created, which causes respiratory issues. With the cinnamon bark, it reduces that. In addition to reducing that, it also reduces the production of mucus. So as your body's immune system tries to help you with inflammation, it tends to create a lot of sticky mucus. So cinnamon will help you also to break through that mucus. Cinnamon has qualities associated with it, being that it's like pungent, bitter, astringent, and slightly sweet. That bitter and astringent, the bitter and the pungent qualities of cinnamon help it to penetrate and break up that thick mucus. The astringent qualities of cinnamon helps to prevent pathogens from even wanting to come to your body, because it's so drying. So it doesn't make it an environment that is pleasing to them, that they want to live in. So that's what the astringent part of cinnamon does. So it also has a lot of preventative factors that are important. But if you're using the oil, essential oils are very powerful, right? It's the essence of the plant. So we have to be careful with those. So they're not advisable, like for pregnant women. We don't want you to do that. And we definitely don't want you to ingest them. Some essential oils are fine to ingest, not cinnamon bark, cinnamon leaf. I wouldn't recommend it. We just don't know where exactly you're sourcing it from, and it could just be dangerous. We don't want you to ingest that essential oil. Instead, it needs to be diluted. And it can be diluted in, any type of suitable carrier oil, like coconut oil, an almond oil, an olive oil. If it's a fever, I would say probably dilute it in like a coconut oil, because the coconut oil is cooling. The dilution ratio needs to be correct. So we want to make sure that if we're dealing with the bark, it's going to be like a 0.005% dilution. So simply put, you would use like 1/8 teaspoon of your essential oil to 1 1/4 teaspoons of your carrier oil. Even though we've diluted it properly, we still want to make sure that we're spot testing it. So we don't want to just start lathering ourselves up with it. Test it. I always say test on the inner part of your arm, that soft tissue. And if it's no reaction, then you're good to go. And then at that point, you can apply a little bit of on your chest and a little bit of it on your feet to help to open you up and to make you feel better. So cinnamon has been around for a very long time. It's a very powerful healing ally. It was very powerful currency back in the day. It was highly sought in Egypt and India and Asia, and it was very expensive. So it was a big part of the trade. So it's been around for a long time, and it's more beneficial than just like flavoring and scent. Like I said, it has a lot of medicinal benefits I mentioned. So we need, and it has a lot of spiritual backing too. So as far as like anointing oils and stuff like that, cinnamon was definitely used. It's some question on which one, was it the cassia or was it the zelenica, but cinnamon has been around for a very long time. So just to recap, if you're having respiratory issues, if you're having a lot of mucus congestion, cinnamon will help you with that. Cinnamon will also help you with the fever, because in breaking up that mucus, that helps to slow down the fever, right? It stops some responses taking place in your body, so the fever will also go down. So cinnamon oil, cinnamon tea. If you don't have the oil on hand, the tea, you get some of the cinnamaldehyde in the tea. So make you some cinnamon tea and drink that. That'll make you feel better. And if possible, definitely you should, if you're building like an herbal apothecary, like your own little home medicine cabinets, then cinnamon should definitely be part of that. The cinnamon bark, and as well as the cinnamon oil. Leaf and bark are beneficial, but for in this case, like I said, we want to focus on the bark for the flu, and the leaf more for if you're suffering from any type of pain. But both of those are your herbal allies, so they should be there. Okay, so that's it. We're not gonna make it too long today. Just wanted to share a little information what we're doing at our house, which is cinnamon, to help us deal with the cough and the cold, the congestion. So I hope this is helpful. In the link, we have a link to, or I'll put my website there. We partner with doTERRA. I think they have the best essential oils. There's a lot of good ones out there. So, but doTERRA is just who we are partnering with. So on our website, if you're looking for cinnamon bark, you can go directly there and find cinnamon bark. And if you have any questions, you can also message me there, and I always respond. We'll be happy to answer any questions. We really hope you feel better. We'll be praying for the health of everyone. All right, guys, have a blessed day. Bye.